is Crafty Hope here, working in my Delusions journal on my art journal color inspiration personal challenge. I've decided to go ahead and share this one with you. It's my green contribution for this challenge. It is not my favorite, but I admit that this page, I had a lot of emotions going on when I was working on it, so I really was just restless. It was the day that they actually called the election. I think it was a Saturday, is that right? And I was excited about it and nervous and kind of waiting for Joe and Kamala to speak, and just absolutely had to do something. So I decided to jump in my art journal and kind of channel some of those emotions and that restlessness somewhere. And since I knew I was doing this challenge and I needed to get my green done, which I was dreading for some reason anyway, I wasn't feeling like I like green with like a blue green or a yellow green, but like just straight up green, kind of hard for me. So I channel it. Now these little marks I'm making here, that is a Martha Stewart craft paint in green olive. I love, love, love that color, y'all. And I just made these little like rectangular marks, and I'm about to mess it all up. But like I said, I was just trying to channel these emotions, and that's kind of what the art journaling is good for. So I grabbed this other green, which is a true green. No, it's called classic green. It's folk art. And I start by making these kind of long marks, and almost immediately realize I didn't like them. So you see, I'm trying to do something else with them, and that's not really working for me. So I'm just gonna cover them up and then swoosh all over the page and try to, I don't know, I wasn't, yeah, there is where I'm like, this isn't working. So I'm just going to add a little fluidity to the page. I wasn't liking that super structure to it. I like the looseness of those green marks, that they kind of just flow out, but that super structure there wasn't working for me. So I made that kind of a scribble, and then I'm taking this Dino Wiggly Media heavy, I think it's a heavy body acrylic paint in evergreen, and I'm filling in a couple of the little loops that are inside that scribble that I made. This is an old tactic I remember doing as a kid, and it's kind of a fallback for me sometimes to just scribble on a page, and especially if I just want to color and do something mindless, I'll scribble and take, I don't know, crayons or colored pencils or whatever I've got handy, and just color in those loops, the inside of all those scribbles. So this is kind of restless energy, busy work, kind of fall back on what my childhood was there. So it was a way to play with paint without doing anything sensible or sensitive, I don't know, without anything that made sense. So I've got that going, and I realized I've got all this paint down there on the page. I'm not on page, on my nonstick craft sheet, and I didn't want to waste it. So I'm gonna do another kind of kitty like restless energy activity. I'm gonna finger paint. So I'm taking the paint that's down there, I'm mixing them a little, I'm picking up as they are and going around those colored in circles that I've got, or loops, I guess they're not, none of them are really circles, they're ovals and teardrop shapes and whatever, but I'm just going around the outside of them. I was just trying to get green down on this page, trying to, I didn't want anything that really made sense. I don't know, I wanted it random and abstract, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And so I'm just going to finger paint here for a minute or two. And as you can see, I'm slowly covering up that big blob that was over there on the right that I really, really didn't like. That my coloring in the background here is kind of, you can see that that's going away, and which is perfect. So, and my favorite part of this is still those just random rectangles that are in the background that I started with. So I'm glad that you can still see some of those picking from around my scribbles and behind some of the paints I've put down, and I think that that's kind of fun. So I'm almost done, I think, here with my with my finger painting. So I definitely recommend if you're feeling restless, fall back on like some of your kid things, finger paint, scribble, color in a coloring book. Just get some of that creative energy out if you need to. And that's part of the reason I'm sharing this, not because I like how this page came together, but because I think it's important that when you've got that kind of energy to channel it into something. So I have come back in here with a stencil and a baby wipe, and I'm trying to pick up some of the paint that's down. I didn't have a whole lot of luck with it on anything on the left side of the page, but any of the paint that on the right side that was still kind of wet, I was able to get some of it up. So I think I just waited too long to try this technique on some of these paints. Now this one I scrubbed really hard and I got a little bit up, but it really wasn't worth it. So I'm going to come back in here in just a second with a cosmetic wedge and use some more of the paints that I've got down there. I think I just used these 3 greens for this page to cover my base with having a green one. So here I am with that cosmetic sponge, and I'm just going to make a few more of those leaf stencil shapes just to get some layering in here. It's kind of crazy. I didn't do any collage on here. That tends to be my starting point for almost everything. But I was really feeling working with paint on this day, so that's exactly what I did. Was just slap some paint down. I didn't want anything too stressful or thinking about it too much or anything. I just knew green and go. Green means go. That's what I did. So once I get this out, I'm going to grab some Lucas acrylic paint in titanium white, and I'm going to use the same stencil and the same technique and put down a few more of these leaves. Just, I don't know, I like that stencil. It's definitely got like a leaf or a tree shape, which to me is green. Leaves are green, trees are green, and that kind of helps make some sense, I guess, out of the color green on here. So I'm going to stencil that super quick, just a few, and I'm trying to be as random as possible with this. You see that the pattern of those leaves, some go up, some go down. I wanted to make sure I didn't have like a whole bunch going up and a whole bunch going down. I wanted it nice and random, the way my brain felt scattered and excited but nervous. And that's, yeah, I think we've all been living for months now, is excited but nervous. So that's what I was getting out on this page. So from here, I think the next thing I'm going to do is grab my Stabilo All pencil and start just scribbling again. Basically, I'm going to do some very, very loose doodles, and I'm going to do kind of the same shape on the left and the right, one bigger than the other. And I'm going to realize that that's going to end up being kind of my focal for this page. So I'm going to add one more of it. See, it's just these, I really have been liking these overlapping like circles or teardrops or whatever. So I did one on this side, and then I'm going to do another one kind of on that side. And then I'm going to just pull like a stem down from it to make it into some kind of flower. And because I know that odds are more appealing to the eye when it comes to art, I'm going to do a third one here in a minute. So I'm just taking a wet paintbrush. And isn't it amazing? That Stabilo All pencil is magic. That you can barely see it put down there, but as soon as I put a little water to it, it appears. It's suddenly like, baby, I'm here. Look at me. So anyway, I'm going to get that. So like I said, I'm going to add a third one because I know that that's important for visual appealingness, to be visually appealing. Yeah. To do that. So I'm going to do that down. And then I'm coming in with something crazy. Oh, I've got a Tombow marker here. I've been playing with these a little bit more lately and trying to find different ways to use them in my art. So I was experimenting a little here. So I did bring green here a little bit. I'm not sure which. I think I've got 2 or 3 of the green ones. I'm not sure which one this was. But this doesn't really affect this page at all. I put a little bit down in the center of each of those like floral shapes. I'm gonna do it on all of them just to make it consistent, but I don't know that it added anything. I am going to grab I think it's a Signo white gel pen and go over those shapes, and that kind of helps them pop a little more and gives them some definition. But first I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to grab that Signo white, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you that from there I think I'm going to do it. Oh, what am I going to do? So I'm going to dry this, and then I'm going to grab and loosely again just kind of do some of those lines. I'm not even trying to go over the lines I have on there, just kind of be in them. So I'm going to get all 3 of those done, and then I'm going to grab some, it's like washi tape. It's from Tim Holtz, and it's a set I got at Tuesday Morning, and it's all different strips with words on them. So I'm going to do some marks, y'all. I needed a little more black in here, I think is what I decided. So I'm using my water-based Sharpie paint pen and just adding some dots near each of the flowers. And then I'm going to grab my, what's it called? Design tape from Tim Holtz. I've got words on it, and I just take the first 4 words that are on this roll, and I believe it says something like dream, possibility, wish, and beautiful, I think are the 4 words that come on there. And it's crazy, but that night when I heard Joe and Kamala speak, I heard all 4 of those words in their speeches, and it really made a connection with this page. And I think that's part of the reason that I had to go ahead and share this page, is because it really did. I had such a hard day with my restlessness and finding focus, and this centering really helped. So, is it dream that says? I think it says dream, wish, love. I'm sorry, love, possibility, wish, and beautiful. But again, I heard all 4 of those words in those speeches. So, all right, I'm going to give you some pictures of this and leave it here. And I hope you find some way to channel your restless energy and be creative. And let me know if you have any questions. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and keep on crafting on, y'all. Bye.